Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Ugly Face Gaming here, and welcome to my One Punch Man Season 2 Episode 3 review. Now, I know I missed Episode two's review, but that's because I didn't know that One Punch Man was going to be coming out every single Tuesday. I thought it was going to be like a Dragon Ball Hero situation in which we get one episode one day and then an episode like in a couple months and stuff. But no, we are actually getting consecutive episodes back to back to back every single Tuesday, so that's really insane. And also, before I do start this video, there is going to be Mortal Kombat gameplay in the background because I don't have anything One Punch Man related to actually showcase to you guys. And also, this is a review video. Now, if you guys are looking to find the actual full video, because I know a lot of people are getting hit with hate. One of my friends, or my newer friends in terms of YouTube, his name is Degra. He actually made a season 2 episode 2 review, and a lot of people were hitting him with a bunch of dislikes because they thought it was the actual full episode. So just to make it clear, this episode is going to be my review of it. It's going to be like a short and simple review for all of you guys who have not watched the episode. And honestly, I really require you guys to actually watch the episode if you haven't before you watch this one. Now, the only way you can actually watch One Punch Man Season 2 is by either having a Hulu account, because that's where they're actually streaming it. If you guys watch it on YouTube, it's either going to be distorted with bad audio and bad graphics, so they won't get copy striked, or obviously with another YouTuber's whole reaction to it. So if you want to watch a full clean version of the episodes, you are going to have to download Hulu or make a Hulu account, or live in some certain areas where Crunchyroll actually allows you to watch One Punch Man. So those are like the only means. YouTube, obviously, if you upload a video, it is going to be kind of weird looking, distorted, ugly, so on and so forth. So I highly recommend getting a Hulu account or creating a Hulu account so you could actually watch the episodes in its entirety. So with all of that being away and everything, let us get straight into this overall review, because honestly, for a lot of people who were scared about One Punch Man and the new studio and the art and animation, this episode by far takes the cake in terms of the best episode. Obviously, episode 2 did have some cool moments here and there, like better than episode 1. But episode 3, guys, like it was really, really insane. It was just mainly focused on fights, but the fights had so much cool animations and art to it that honestly, I was really, really impressed. Now, this whole episode started with, I forgot what his name is, but it's the apprentice of Silver Fang being beat up, and obviously Silver Fang saying like, oh, you're useless, how do you tend to get stronger if you're not that strong as of right now? And then it cuts to him talking to Saitama, Genos, Hell Blizzard, I believe, as well as King. They're all at Saitama's apartment, which is really strange how there's a bunch of people now being surrounded by Saitama, so he kind of has his own little faction himself. He was asking him, I believe his name is like Chakado or something like that. I really don't remember his name, but he was asking Saitama and Genos if they would know the reason why Silver Fang actually kicked him out of his dojo, because yes, at the end of that scene, Silver Fang actually states for that apprentice to never return to the dojo, and they're actually asking Genos and Saitama if he actually knew why. So obviously Genos doesn't really know why, as well as Saitama. Like, why would they know what Silver Fang is actually thinking of when he's actually making his decisions? But obviously the apprentice was kind of fed up and he was leaving. Now, the reason why when he was leaving, what he was thinking of was that maybe that he, to kind of regain his trust with Silver Fang, was to defeat the monster human, or the human hero like target guy, which is Garou, like throughout this whole season 2, because we do know that Garou is actually going to be like the main antagonist in terms of what he's going to be doing within the season, because we did get to see him within the Hero Association, I believe in episode 2, take down not only the heroes, but honestly take down every single villain within that entire vicinity. Like, I don't know if they died or if they're really, really like injured, but he did a lot of damage to those people, and he was out running amok looking for heroes to defeat, because he does classify himself as a monster. Now, when obviously the apprentice was walking through the woods like trying to look for Garou was actually found, but he wasn't found by the apprentice. He was actually found by Moomin Rider, which obviously is a class C hero. We all know Moomin Rider, we all love Moomin Rider, and honestly Moomin Rider didn't know what to do until obviously the Tank Top crew came out, which in my opinion it's super crazy, because I didn't know that there was more Tank Top heroes. I always thought it was just Tank Top Tiger, Tank Top Black Hole, as well as Tank Top Master. Those were the only ones that I thought, but no, there's like a huge crew within all of that. And obviously Garou was talking to, I believe it was Tank Top Vegetarian, because he did beat up Tank Top Vegetarian before that whole incident of them meeting up right there in that area was. And honestly, we finally get to see Tank Top Master actually fight. And even Garou was surprised because obviously Tank Top Master is a Class S hero, one of the Class S heroes. So seeing him fight was extremely amazing. And this is where the animation cuts in, guys, because I swear this has to be one of the best animations in terms of season 2 we have seen so far. Not entirely of One Punch Man in general, because season 1 was pretty damn good, but for the art and animation for this episode, it was just really, really fascinating. I really did enjoy the fight, and obviously within the fight, we did get to see Tank Top Black Hole unleash his killer moves and so on and so forth. And for me, I honestly thought Garou was done for, but obviously Garou was just playing around. And obviously, Moomin Rider asked Tank Top Black Hole, like, oh, why are you fighting a human? He's not even a monster. He's a human. You should stop. And Garou playfully even stated, like, yeah, I'm gonna stop too. I'm gonna stop fighting. Just kidding. And when he said just kidding, Tank Top Master tried to punch Garou, and Garou managed to not only get hit by that punch, but deflect the move as well, hitting Tank Top Master and injuring him really, really badly. And this is the part where I genuinely did love, because it is a huge callback to season 1, and that is Garou using the Fist of Flowing Water Crushing Rock. If you guys don't remember that technique was actually showcased by Silverfang, his ex-master, within that episode where the meteor was falling into I believe it was City Z where Saitama lived. Obviously, when Genos went to go meet Silverfang and he turned around and he said that move and Genos was gone, and Silverfang's like, oh, he left. So it's a huge throwback to Silverfang, and even Garou mentions it right here that he's using his master's technique. So he doesn't really necessarily like using Silverfang's techniques, but he does love using them because they are effective. So with all of that, he did manage to obviously take out Tank Top Master. He managed to just obliterate Moomin Rider, because obviously Moomin Rider is not that strong, as well as the rest of the crew of obviously the Tank Top people, which in my opinion it was very, very unsettling, because you just get to see blood everywhere, you get to see people screaming like in pain, and it was just really awful. And even the apprentice of Silverfang, who was still in the woods at this time, was covering his ears, and he was just like, I don't think I could take Garou on. But then after a while he just remembered Silverfang and he went to confront Garou. But I mean, obviously Garou, beating a Class S hero, he just obliterated him as well. And it's really crazy too, because we do get to see that Silverfang has a mission, and that mission is to take out the hero assassin of Garou, but not by himself. He actually brought his older brother with him, and even his older brother states that the only reason why he's there to help is because of the fact that he knows that Garou is going to run amok in his side of the village and all of his apprentices as well if they don't put a stop to him. So these two went to go find Garou. Obviously, they found a lot of the heroes already defeated, as well as the apprentice. Everyone at this point was, taken to a hospital, and that's where Saitama comes in. Saitama was listening to all of this conversation, especially with him talking with Moomin Rider, because we do know that there's a connection between Moomin Rider and Saitama ever since the Deep Sea King incident. And that's where Tank Top Master comes in and tells obviously Saitama that Garou is not like the monsters he's faced before, because Garou actually has intent in what he's doing. He's not just rushing heroes with full strength, but he's actually attacking people with martial arts skills. And Saitama's very curious, because obviously up to this point all the monsters that he has faced have been monsters who just lash out in anger. So he goes to the apprentice of Silverfang and asks how he can actually better himself and be prepared for a martial artist like Garou. Obviously, the martial artist doesn't really know what to do himself other than give Saitama a ticket to attend a martial arts tournament. Now, this ticket is going to be probably one of the biggest things that we get to see, because it is a ticket to a tournament that the apprentice was actually going to participate in, but obviously because he was beat up by Garou, he cannot attend. But the ticket still counts as Saitama to actually enter the venue and watch the fights. But Saitama gets a very interesting idea, because it states that whoever wins the tournament gets 5 million yen, I believe. And he even asks, like, why are you throwing this ticket away if you could win 5 million yen? And that gives the Saitama the idea to enter the tournament as the guy, which we will see later on within the episode. And obviously Garou is still running amok. He's with a little kid looking at a hero association book that states all the heroes, all of their weaknesses, all of their strengths, and so on and so forth, and even showcases some of the monsters. And he even tells the kid that he wants to be a monster like the monsters within his book, which even the kid's like, yo, you're kind of creepy for wanting to be a monster and you're so into this type of book, which is really crazy. And he even faces, obviously, I believe his name is like Golden Ball, that one guy that could shoot golden balls from his slingshot, as well as the mustache guy with like his little sword. He manages to fight those two and take them out, obviously, because they're not really that strong. As I was saying before, the trash guy rudely interrupted me with his loud truck. Yeah, so Garou actually manages to defeat these two heroes, obviously, because he knows their strengths and weaknesses coming from the book that he read from the kid. This was seen because the mustache guy actually shot out his sword, like, you know how it like bends down and then it shoots up. Garou actually managed to put his hand through that and actually went up to the mustache guy, landed a punch, and obviously defeated him. And then from there, he moved on to the golden boy with the slingshot. And all of this, you know, just showcases how strong and knowledgeable Garou actually is in terms of how he's fighting his opponents. This all brings us to the conclusion of the very last segments of the episode, which in my opinion, I had no idea was actually going to happen. So within all of this, Garou was obviously walking down, you know, the path. He beat up another guy who was part of the association, who was like bragging about how much money he had. Garou came up to him. He's like, oh, you know a lot about the heroes? And bam, he managed to just one shot the guy. Like, I don't even think he was a hero. I think he was just like a businessman. And that's when he was walking and he heard a voice say, I finally found you. He turns around and it is Saitama. Now, I didn't think this was actually going to happen, but yes, within this final segment, Garou's like, who is this guy? I've never seen him before. He must be a hero tracking me down to rise up the ranks. Oh well, let me take him out. And he actually chopped Saitama on his shoulder, where one of the vital points of the body is. And Saitama actually kind of plummeted to the ground, and he told Garou, like, yo, what's your problem? Like, are you trying to rob me or something? Or are you trying to stop me from shopping? You know, what are you doing? Just get out of here. And Saitama hit Garou with a chop of his own, and that chop was so strong that it knocked out the main villain, Garou. So it was really crazy to see Garou get knocked out by a move like that from Saitama. And obviously Saitama went up. What he was actually referring to as he found the person was the person who was selling wigs, because he did buy a wig that kind of resembled the hair of the apprentice of Silverfang, so he could enter the tournament as him to win the money. So in my opinion, it's kind of crazy how with one chop Saitama actually managed to take down the hero assassin, that being Garou. Like, it's really crazy. And obviously the very end segments of the episode were obviously Saitama trying on the wig. It was like a really funny segment because Genos was calling the doctor, telling him like, yo, do you still have the hair implants? Because I think Master Saitama would want the hair implants because he's wearing a wig. And then even, you know, Saitama was like, no, I'm only wearing the wig, you know, so I could enter the tournament and win money as this guy. So overall, it was really crazy. I honestly didn't expect Garou to be knocked out by Saitama so early within the actual season, because, you know, Garou was built up to be this huge hero assassin, and just to be one-shot by Saitama, I wonder how he's actually going to take that in, because he defeated Class S heroes, Class A heroes, obviously Class C's and B's. So the fact that he actually managed to just get one chopped by Saitama, it really begs the question of how strong is Saitama overall, and who exactly is going to beat someone like Saitama. I thought this episode was extremely well put together. I give it like a 9.5, possibly not really a 10 out of 10, but probably like a 9, you know, to 9.5, because it was just a really good episode. I really did enjoy it. But at the end of the day, what did you guys have to say about this episode? Because obviously I have my own opinion. I would like to hear your guys' opinion. Did you guys like this episode? Did this episode kind of push away anything you had to say about the art and animation? And overall, what did you actually think about the episode and the future of One Punch Man Season 2? Because Garou's out, guys, so I wonder if there's going to be another villain or if it's just going to be him. But thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this, make sure to leave a like as well as subscribe for future content of One Punch Man, anything to do with gaming related videos, anything to do with Dragon Ball Super, anything that's going on. And with that being said, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll probably let the gameplay keep rolling if I have any more matches to showcase to you guys. But with that being said, like I stated, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next episode review. Peace, I guess. I don't know. It's really weird.